Mold. Specifically, those really stubborn black stains, the ones that just show up on walls, especially after heavy rain. I've definitely been there battling those marks, and finding a good fix can feel, well, frustrating. That's why this source really grabbed me. It promised something incredibly simple, effective, and crucially, really budget-friendly.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a relatable problem, isn't it? And our first thought is usually, okay, grab a sponge, maybe some water, and just scrub it off. But as this source points out, and as many of us have found out the hard way, that often just doesn't work. Especially with black mold, it can get really deep in there. Simple scrubbing, it just takes off the top layer, leaves all the nasty stuff underneath. So yeah, the idea of a fix that's non-toxic, cheap, and actually works, that's gold.
Okay, so let's unpack this source's experience then. They did exactly what you said. First attempt. Water, cloth, scrubbing. And the result? Total failure. The stains didn't budge. And apparently the next day they looked even worse. So what was the turning point? What led them to this aha moment, this homemade mixture?
Right. So after that initial frustration, they found this combination, and it sounds almost too simple. White vinegar and bleach. Now, hang on. Before anyone rushes off to mix these, huge safety warnings here from the source. We really have to stress this. You absolutely must have good ventilation, like daytime, open all the windows kind of ventilation, and protection is key. Wear gloves. Bleach is harsh on the skin, right? And definitely wear a mask. Those fumes can be pretty strong, especially if you're sensitive. Safety first, always.
Yeah, that's super important. Can't stress that enough. Okay, so once you're all set up safely, the materials are pretty basic stuff you might already have. You need your white vinegar, your bleach, a spray bottle, a glass bowl for mixing not plastic. Apparently, bleach can react with some plastics.
That's right. Glass is safer for mixing bleach.
Okay, glass bowl, small funnel, a damp cloth, maybe with a bit of dish soap on it, and a dry cloth for the end. The mix itself, super simple, equal parts white vinegar and bleach. So you mix that in the glass bowl first, then use the funnel to get it carefully into the spray bottle. The source used about half a cup of each, said it was plenty.
And this really brings us to the core question, doesn't it? Why this combination? What's actually happening there? Well, both are disinfectants, we know that, but they work together really well here. The vinegar, that's acetic acid, it helps break down the mold structure, sort of weakens it. Yeah. And the bleach, well, bleach is a strong oxidizer. It kills the spores, kills the bacteria that often comes with dampness, and sterilizes the surface. So it's like a 1-2 punch against the mold. And interestingly, the source notes there's no big chemical reaction you can see, like bubbling or fizzing, but you definitely smell it. That strong smell is your cue that it's active, and reinforces why you need those windows open.
Right, makes sense. So they've got the mixture, they're suited up for safety. Time for action. They actually used painter's tape to mark off the moldy area, which is kind of a clever trick, actually. Gives you a really clear before and after comparison. Smart. Then they sprayed the stains generously, really soaked them, and let it sit for about, 5 minutes? I can just picture them standing there spraying, probably wondering, is this actually doing anything, But then they grabbed that damp, soapy cloth, started scrubbing, and the stains just started to fade. Almost like magic, they said.
Yeah, that's the moment, isn't it? When you go from, I don't know, to, wow, okay. And that methodical process really paid off. The result was pretty amazing, according to the source. The wall looked almost like new. And linking back to what you said at the start, the cost aspect is huge here. They spent hardly anything because, like you said, they probably had the vinegar and bleach already, maybe needed a spray bottle. It just shows effective solutions don't always need a big price tag.
Exactly. And that transformation, seeing the wall look completely different, that's the real payoff. It really proves how well this simple approach worked for them. The final step, obviously very important, was wiping everything down with a dry cloth. Get rid of any leftover moisture. And crucially, keep that ventilation going for a while. Helps prevent the mold from just coming right back.
If we zoom out a bit, connect this to the bigger picture, this whole deep dive based on this source really highlights something powerful, I think. It's the power of simple, home-based solutions. Finding fixes with stuff you might already have. It's a great reminder that we don't always need to sort of overcomplicate things or spend a ton of money. Sometimes the most practical, ingenious answers are right there. We just need to look for, maybe try them out.
I couldn't agree more. That's the big takeaway here, isn't it? Sometimes the best fixes are right under our noses, using everyday things.